All right, hopefully you can see this pretty well. Trying to kind of finagle a MacBook here on a couple desks, but today what we're getting into, we're going to talk about volume. Okay, so what is volume? Volume is the space inside of a three-dimensional object, so something you can actually hold. Basically, the idea behind volume is you're usually going to take the area of your base, so a two-dimensional object, and multiply it by the height. Okay, so whatever the base of your object is usually going to be the area of that times the height. Now, there's always exceptions, and I got a couple on the board. We're going to talk about those, but that's the general rule. So when I say for most, the general rule. So starting with the most simple, okay, we're going to talk about cylinders. So a cylinder, circle on top, circle on bottom. All right, so the area of your base is pi r squared. It's a circle times the height. So you got a very simple formula here, pi r squared h. When I come down to cones now, cones have a circular base, but they come to a point. So the very interesting thing about a cone is it is 1/3 the volume of a cylinder. So pi r squared h divided by 3 gives me my volume for a cone. As I move into spheres, still talking about a circular object, spheres are one of the interesting weird shapes. So the formula for a sphere is 4 times pi times r to the third power divided by 3. So the important things to remember here is that r is to the third power. Always have a 4 out in front here, always have a 3 down here. We're going to use 3.14 for pi on all of these. It keeps our answers a little bit more simple. When we get down to prisms, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Because spheres, cylinders, and cones are circular in nature, they're all the same, they're just different sizes. Prisms, you have an infinite amount of different kinds of prisms. I can have and I've got 2 on the board here, a triangular prism, a rectangular prism. I could have a pentagonal prism, hexagonal, all the way up to 100 sides on my base. So the formula is simple. Area of the base, which is capital B, times h. So the area of your base depends on your shape. If the base of my shape is a triangle, 0.5 times base times height. That's the area of a triangle. Once I insert this into my area of my base, multiply by the height. Rectangular, a rectangle, length times width. So when I insert capital B in here, length times width times height. So these are the more general volume formulas. These are the ones we're going to be working with probably the next week or two. So just giving you guys an overview before we get started with that. When we come to class, make sure you have questions ready and we'll get rocking and rolling.